Alright, boys. $5,000 garbages?
Please select a mission.
I'll work for this mission. But the rocket launcher, it's gonna do me more good.
Deploying.
That's where Skullface is keeping Sahelanthropus before setting it loose in Afghanistan. There's a good chance he's got nukes, too. Boss, we need to figure out what Skullface is up to. If you make contact with him, get him to talk. The ethnic cleansing parasites, Sahelanthropus. Find out what his plans are. Skullface's plans are on the verge of fruition. We need to stop him while we still can.
It's frames right now. Make sure game decided it's gonna update some shit that I won't play. He's a dickhead. The other thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna change my voice. Shit down.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested.
Something like that, huh? Got a mill? Cool.
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched.
Smash. Yes. Oh, if I make her go crazy. Oh.
Quiet.
Oh.
Soviet soldiers in that area are all dead. Apparently XOF unleashed the Russian parasite strain. To isolate the facility, they first spread reports of a chemical weapon leak. The infection won't spread into the surrounding regions. Still, I think they just exterminate the men who work with them all this time. Skullface must be making his final play.
Oh, that's really deep. So deep, put my ass to sleep. So safe, Ice Cube.
snuck into the cargo on board the chopper. His idea of an escape attempt? Who can say? We'll think of how to deal with him later.
Snake, do you read me? I know more than anyone about OKB-0 and Sahelanthropus. Boss, I've made up my mind. I want to be of use.
XOF has occupied the facility.
Analysis complete.
Skullface must be close.
Please select a deployment point.
A lot of tapes now.
Code Talker. What are the metallic archaea?
Volcanic craters spewing sulfur. Water hot enough to boil your skin off. Ocean depths of 800 plus atmospheres. Wastelands radioactive enough to kill you where you stand. There are groups of organisms that survive despite. No. Because of living in such environments.
I've heard about them. Extremo something.
Extremophiles. By selecting certain
Should've
species,
kept my sniper rifle.
then subculturing and repeatedly modifying them, I created a metallic offspring of pure archaea. They subsist on metals rather than organic matter.
And some of them even consume uranium?
Yes. Uranium enrichment archaea metabolize only uranium-235. As a result, they produce weapons-grade enriched uranium. How is that possible? Consider how plants fractionate carbon isotopes when they conduct photosynthesis.
Analysis complete.
Nature possesses abilities beyond our imagination.
So it was archaea that brought down your chopper?
Corrosive archaea, yes. They oxidize metals,
That's all I
feeding
got
off
to
the
bring to.
energy in the electrons they receive.
Changed my mind about something.
What became of the wreckage?
We had the
wanna
R&D
kill
team
all these
retrieve
fools.
samples for study in airtight plastic containers, of course.
Prudent. We shall extract archaea from it in good time. They should help you fight back against Blagana.
Any chance we could start now? It doesn't have to be a lot. I might just have another use for them.
If it's all amount you need.
That's fine. I'll get the R&D team to assist.
What?
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's change it up a little.
Make contact with Skullface. Head for the silo at the facility's northernmost point.
Please select a drop point.
They've made some sort of promise.
Supplies requested.
But how I would deal with the XOF when I got to them.
Supply drop complete.
Babe, go change your shit out.
We've inoculated the staff with Wolbachia to keep them from becoming symptomatic.
That should also contain the infection.
How did this happen in the first place? It has to have been a Cypher spy within our ranks.
If this is so, then why the Kakongo strain? If their intent was to wipe you out,
Skullface said the remaining English parasite was close to the boss. If this latest strain was his doing, he wouldn't have tipped his hand.
it is possible someone brought eggs onto the base without knowing. stuck to their shoes, clothing.
Well, that makes the most sense to me.
And where did the eggs come from?
You mentioned that your boss visited Nzoya Badiopulu.
Sure, but his gear's disinfected immediately upon return.
Then he was not the carrier.
And not just the boss.
Please
All
select
staff
a
dispatched to
deployment
high-risk regions were quarantined on the flight back. When the symptoms first
Boss, get down.
and disinfect
The enemy sniper.
up to that point.
Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
During missions were also quarantined.
So, that just leaves.
I have seen children around here. Where are they from?
All over.
Enemy presence
Some were being held
detected.
hostage at a
The
mine.
map has been updated.
Then there were the troublemakers at Wala Yamasa.
Wala Yamasa.
Yeah,
Their clothes, their things. Did you burn them?
they're just kids. We couldn't. And besides, not one of them's shown symptoms.
The parasites don't infect pre-puberty. Their vocal cords are not fully developed.
Well, if infection doesn't occur in children,
It is possible they carried eggs on their clothes, and the infection spread from them.
Check the kid's stuff.
I doubt there is any trace left by now.
But if there is, some of those kids must be close to hitting puberty. How could we have missed this?
the name Wala Yamasa got quite a reaction from them. I'm guessing that Kikongo strain was released in that village.
Cypher used that region to experiment with vocal cord power.
XOF has occupied the facility. Skullface must be close.
The settlements around the refinery upstream of Wala Yamasa were the proving ground. They would infect one villager and record transmission speed. Dangerous work. If they failed to contain the infection, it would slip into the surrounding regions.
At which point the world found out about the parasites, making them useless as a weapon. Incredible they'd risk such a thing.
The test site was densely populated too. A terrible place for such experiments. No doubt, they thought burning everything would wipe away all traces. The settlements were covered in oil anyway.
What's up, son?
Who would wonder if one day they caught fire? And so it did. They burned it all, living and dead.
Those remains.
But they miscalculated. Transmission speed was far faster than anticipated. It may have been the temperature, or hygiene standards, or perhaps the parasites reacted quickly to Kikongo. Whatever the reason, nearly all villages were swiftly infected, and the settlements reduced to mounds of corpses. Making matters worse, the dry season was ending. When it came time to burn the village, the Moneni River had swelled. Many of the bodies were waterlogged.
Meaning they didn't burn completely.
Good work. 2 more gates to go.
Survival eggs.
Still all quiet at the silo. No sign of Skullface or his Goliath.
Drank that water.
Surely they can't already have... No, never mind.
I learned all of this at the mansion. I warned him of the risk of eggs getting out.
And?
We are prepared for any eventuality.
I get it. Putting the oil field back online. The oil leaks, saner. They plan to pollute the river. Prevent the spread of infection.
But the oil flow was stopped. And downstream, the people of Masa Village started using the water again. The PF soldiers deployed at the village were locals, spoke Kikongo. They were infected, and the kids survived.
I've heard enough.
And who stopped the flow of oil?
Don't.
We did.
That confirms it. The source of the Kikongo strain infection was Masa Village. And the children brought it here. It is no one's fault. There is no blame to be cast.
The parasites. They were tested in other regions?
Their physiology requires that they be tested under varied conditions. Another test site was in Afghanistan.
So it was the parasites there.
Both the Pashto and Tajik languages are spoken in the mountains of Afghanistan, and population density is low. Ideal testing grounds for the parasites target only the specified language. It is also relatively easy to prevent the spread of infection.
And the results?
The first test, I am told, was a success. Once the Pashtun Mujahideen were infected with the Pashto strain, they were all but wiped out.
The Hamid fighters, this must say forth.
It was doubly successful. No Tajik Mujahideen Soviet soldiers became symptomatic.
So the parasites proved to be effective. What about the second test?
Also supposedly a success. A Pashtun village was the target. However, the original aim was to obtain samples of the infected. In this, they failed.
And the village?
The Soviets enacted a standard scorched earth operation.
That must have been the village where Malak lived, before being held captive at La Marjate Palace.
Having had more time to think on it, the details shared with me may have been false. They are madmen who would do anything to cover up the truth.
They certainly seem to like tossing their problems in the fire.
As a boy, Skullface's life went up in flames.
Updated.
Perhaps that is what fuels his fixation with fire.
Your Wolbachia stopped the infection all right, but I still don't get it. How can a few bacteria change males to females? I know they're only bugs, but...
It is not such a rare thing in the natural world. Many insects and nematodes are infected with Wolbachia.
but why?
They nest in the cell cytoplasm of the host, even in the egg cells, with the result that the offspring are born infected.
Mother-to-child transmission.
However, Wolbachia cannot nest in sperm because they do not have cytoplasm.
Fuck.
Snake, talk to me! Snake!
Make contact with Skullface. Head for the silo at the facility's northernmost point. Good work. 2 more gates to go.
Still all quiet at the silo. No sign of Skullface or his Goliath.
Surely they can't already have... No, never mind.
Caution. Sandstorm approaching.
Don't move. Don't do it. On the ground. Where are your friends? Speak. Speak.
The map has been updated. Development project has been added. updated. Analysis complete. Extraction arrived at the mother base.
All right, you're through the second gate. Only one gate left. From here on in, you're in the enemy's headquarters.
Something's wrong. But it has to be here.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Nice things. This might be a mission I do a lot of times just to pull in air support, go full loud from beginning to end.
Boss, get down. The enemy's slow.
And like that, it's gone.
Analysis.
XOF has occupied the facility.
See you.
Please select a deployment point.
So, it's important not to steal. Let's get system.
Boss, get down. On the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
Map has been updated.
Hurry up, open the fucking door! I have an intruder, motherfucker. You got dead bodies all over the place. This was playing this shit like old school Metal Gear Solid, aka kill fucking everything. Not quite kill everything. Like I don't want to actually be caught and shit, so. A lot of heal shots, a lot of dudes. I don't have infinite time at the moment. I think this is gonna be a pretty long mission. I don't have it in me to do it the long way. Right now.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
All fire teams, this is CP. The satellites have run out. Looks like a problem with the power supply. Whoever's closest, go check on the power system.
That was cool. I just wanted to know what kind of like that helmet.
Extraction arrived at Metabase.
Yes, look at all these diamonds.
CP, understood. Stay alert and smoke out the enemy. Out.
All these diamonds, holy shit. Just start shooting people, just start shooting people. Shooting people, start shooting people. Pendeja, where are you?
has arrived. Don't let Skullface get away. Stop him at the heliport. Boss, can you see the heliport? Skullface is right there. Make contact with him and make him talk. We have to stop him before his plan is set in motion.
Want me to yoke Skullface?
Sahelanthropus is somewhere inside there. First of all, make contact with Skullface. Don't kill him yet. We need him to talk first.
That was gonna be a cutscene. I'm like, wow, is this a stomach letting me gravel full? That's OP. Cutscene gun. This is a Beretta weapon.
You too have known loss. And that loss torments you still.
Focuses on my arm. Oh, they got a lot of shit on their guns.
You hope hatred might someday replace the pain. But it never goes away. It makes a man hideous, inside and out. Wouldn't you agree? We both are demons. Our humanity won't return. You, me, we've no place to run, nowhere to hide. And that is why I'll show you my demon. Follow me, big boss!
Okay.
Just go along with him for now. We're ready to fight if it comes to that. That's our leverage against him, our deterrent. He doesn't want a war on his hands.
Whatever the Navajo told you, with just one possible solution derived by Cypher, my will is different. I've known you since your time at Langley. I've long been the other side of your coin. 1964, Soviet territory. Fox's first mission.
I was there.
Any
I played
mess
that
you
game.
made, I was there to clean up. You completed your task, and admirably. The information you returned was far more than enough to fill our pockets. With it, our futures became, more or less, set in stone. And then the Major came to me with an idea. Washington doesn't know how to spend money, he said. I'd like to redirect it. His goal was an organization dedicated solely, covertly, to supporting America. Cypher. You know the rest. To him, it was mourning the loss of his friend. Or rather, an act of revenge on the world, but America most of all.
You guys see Equilibrium?
America.
They're like, blah, 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 blah.
A meeting of imminent.
I know I haven't seen Equilibrium, motherfucker. That shit has come on for 20 years.
Assimilating, its citizens live alongside others. Their roots are varied, diverse. America's never been made up of just one. But he tried to forge a single consciousness for it and from it. The idea that every citizen would use free will to unite behind their country. Unilateralism like that can't be entrusted to any one individual. So the Major sought a system that used information, words, to control the subconscious.
Memes? Lolcat is an Illuminati meme. Confirmed. Didn't I blow up these fucking... I blew up at least some of this shit, yo. Is that the tank is still stolen? But they got new tanks though. Motherfucker got 2 S's, huh? He thinks he's dope and shit. I'm killing this motherfucker first. Fuck him.
To unite America and the entire world. The Major thought this was his friend's will. But I think he never understood what she wanted. Before he ever walked or cried, even before he was born, his mother tongue was English. He doesn't know the pain of losing his own language. Not yet. He cannot understand her will. I do. I was born in a small village. I was still a child when we were raided by soldiers. Foreign soldiers. Torn from my elders, I was made to speak their language. With each new post, my masters changed, along with the words they made me speak. Words are peculiar. With each change, I changed too. My thoughts, personality, how I saw right and wrong. War changed me, and not only my visage. Words can kill. I was invaded by words, burrowing and breeding inside me. A philosopher once said, "It is no nation we inhabit, but a language."
Like Luke's bored.
Make no
Luke's like,
mistake.
what the
Our
fuck are you
native
talking about,
tongue
dude?
Is our true
I don't give a
fatherland.
shit.
My fatherland. My truth was stolen from me. And so was my past. All that's left is the future. And mine is revenge. On those who leech off the words of their fellow man. This is what I learned from the Major. And then it hit me. It was he who should feel my wrath. He and the code he chose as basis for control. Language codes, information codes, beamed all around us. Genetic codes, spanning history.
I could access it right in
By
front of
controlling
him.
the codes, Cypher Zero intends to unify.
I mean, I heard some people shit talking their writing,
Codes
and now I see
implanted
why.
into our heads, sucking our minds
The large
dry as
expositional
it
dumps in
spreads
this
from
game
one host to
are
the
not
next.
told in dynamic scenes.
A parasite upon this earth. That is what.
And this does look cool, like this sort of thing where it's like,
As one born
realize how
into this
big Game World is and
he's
shit, but
I hold him responsible for killing my freedom. Killing
Doesn't
all
mean it's fun.
traces of my past.
previous
Killing
games like
any promise
they'd be
of a
like
future.
Metal Gear, and they'd
We are
show like
all but
shoom
dead,
shoom,
forced to
and they'd
walk
like
upon
zoom
this
over,
earth.
and they would show the Metal
A
Gear,
world reduced
Metal Gearing,
to zero.
and they would say,
Cypher
It's
plans to
memes.
use its
They would show
codes to
4chan.
control the world.
and they would say
They think they can.
Elite 420,
And
no
the
scope
mother
PvP,
tongue of
and they
all
would show,
those codes
you
is
know, me jump in a circle and shoot a dude in
The
the dome.
word became
No, they would
flesh.
intercut the words with stuff. But this is like
The final parasite.
who cares?
It knows English. An English strain of the vocal parasite. I will exterminate the English language. With this, I'll rid the world of infestation. All men will breathe free again, reclaim their past, present, and future. This is no ethnic cleanser. It is a liberator to free the world from Zero. Let the world be. Sans lingua franca. The world will be torn.
It's like he wanted to destroy the
And
barriers of
then
language.
It shall be free. People
Wasn't
will
it?
suffer a course, a phantom pain. The world will need a new common tongue, a language of nukes. My metal ears shall be the thread by which all countries are bound together.
It's retarded.
In equality.
The plan is
No
really
words
stupid.
will be needed. Every man will be forced to recognize his neighbor. People will swallow their pain. They will link lost paths.
Push, kick this motherfucker out the truck.
Become
Kill these two
one.
motherfuckers. Take over the car.
This
Drive away.
is peace.
You're stupid, yo. That's like this bitch is singing. Like this motherfucker is dumb. But he said it was crazy. But we could have seen pictures of people walking around in crowds, little infographics. Would have made this dope bridge. Me in this truck and be like, oh. Like that shot was interesting for about 30 seconds. Like fucking 5 minutes of shit. Wait, let's get this shit over, bro. I think you bitch ass. Protest this whole segment. That's the part I should have started with. Is this like a joke of the scene where you're climbing up the ladder while the epic music starts playing? That scene was like a joke, but it was also kind of epic because you were climbing. Like here, we're going somewhere. I'm not even looking at where we're going. Not aggressive, it's just like.
When the world witnesses Sahelanthropus, the hands
That
of the
was just the
doomsday
whole time,
clock
apparently.
will roll on, regardless of Zero. Sahelanthropus will take the first giant step into a brave new world. It is the bell with which a world trodden upon by words declares its independence.
Is it over? God. Quiet. Zip, zip, zip. Take this motherfucker out. Zip him. Zip him and zap him.
We are here.
Snack, attack him. Gotta fucking walk to work again today. Shit, how much is left in this fucking mission, yo?
Remember the Alamo.
When you put your hands on me again, I'm gonna break your fucking neck, son.
This is Queequeg on station to provide cover. Get us a line of fire. Roger that.
Queequeg, I thought you were Pequod. Oh no, that's the other one, I guess.
We're not the only demons in this world.
I like your voice acting. Voice
Like
acting's
you,
great.
vengeance is all he has. It's man's thirst for revenge that drives the times.
Just as you live because of me, he lives because of you. Show him!
The guy started pointing the gun at him and they pushed him away. Oh yeah, you go fight him. All that shit for the dude with the frags, yo. Doesn't show me anything. What? I'm just gonna kill all these guys when the fight starts. They're like, oh, we're gonna be spectators. Nah, son. Getting some 5.56 to the dome.
Wait!
That's ultra shake when they say it. Oh my lord!
Who is doing this? Such a lust for revenge? Who?
That's all. You go crazy too? That's that crown off right there. Let's make play. Come on. Yo, bro, I thought we came to talk and shit. Why are you trying to kill my ass? Yo, are we crewed up now? Are you gonna join me? Request for revenge? That's right, face to face. What's good, son? Slap that motherfucker! Seems like a good place to end this, actually. To be continued. Finally, I crushed those motherfucking cartel motherfuckers. Holy shit. Cool. To what? I solo. I stick to all to do a mission? Fuck you. I like in these missions where it says to be continued, and then you're getting like you guys telling you like giving you like some feedback in between the mission. There is no in between the mission in universe, motherfucker.
Mission list updated.
Two dudes died. Oh my gosh. But I got that money.
Development project has been added.
Delirium. Fuck is Accelerium? What does the red mean? What does
Please
the yellow mean?
specify a project.
Am I supposed to understand these things? Yeah, sure, why not? Waste of money. How much does this cost to make? Yeah, do that shit. That's dope.
Please select a mission.
Sahelanthropus is on the move. The instruments on the support chopper are all malfunctioning. And Eli's acting strangely for some reason. Something's not right. Boss, for now, just get away from that thing. Hurry!
Good enough for me. I hope it's good enough for you. Catch you guys in the flip.